Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Geek-Stew. And today, guys, welcome back to... Oh, wow, it's really bright. Wow. It's bright outside. So welcome back to just a little short with Isaac. It's a wonderful Easter day, and, we're all having a wonderful time. And, me and my wife, we were thinking, what do we want to cook for Easter? And last Easter, because of the pandemic, we weren't able to be with family, and we wanted to cook something, but we didn't really know what to do. So last year, we did a seafood boil. So that being said, I want to show you guys what we're doing this April for our Easter meal. We're doing another seafood boil, so I want to enjoy you join me for a brief preview of that. So let's check that out. Let's do some cooking with Ike. So, this is my life here, guys. My dog is laying there. My cat is in the window with the very bright light. Luma, psst, say hi to the people. Kai. Oh, Lord. All right. So, back in here, guys. Don't mind everything, the messiness in here. So, first and foremost, this is the kind of shrimp that we use. Easy peel, raw shrimp, shell on, large, from Kroger. One bad thing about living in a landlocked state is that we really don't have a lot of great ways to get fresh seafood, so you kind of have to deal with frozen, but it's not too bad. We got some potatoes, of course, and then up here in our freezer we have our crab from the Kroger's as well, and then we've got ourselves some corn as well. Now, sorry for the horrible camera here, because for whatever reason it won't let me switch back and forth between showing you me and showing you them. Anyways, so for this, we've already kind of got things running. So here's our seafood boil pot. As you can see, we have some lemons in here. We have a seasoning pack. The seasoning pack is Zatarain's crawfish, shrimp, and crab oil. And then with the crawfish, shrimp, and crab oil, it also asks you to put in a couple different things. Obviously, these are all optional. I'll show you the box here real quick. About burnt my hand. Ooh, focus on that. All right, those are the instructions. So, lemon, cayenne pepper, if desired, and then salt, and then obviously a bunch of water. And that's what this is there for. So, that's what we're dealing with right now. We got our potatoes washed. Make sure you wash your vegetables. And since this is frozen shrimp, because most of the seafood boils, especially if you look for information online, they typically tell you to, if you're cooking frozen shrimp, to thaw out the frozen shrimp. You can do this either leaving it in a covered bowl overnight in your fridge, or if you're like me and you forget to do shit like that, I just throw it in a little strainer and let it go. So yeah, so that's what we're kind of working with right here. So I'll check back in with you here in just a second. So you can't see her, but my wife is in front of me. Maybe one day I'll give you a wife reveal. Anyways, so one other thing you can do is, and I guess this kind of depends on your flavor, your taste, you can add some bay leaves to your mixture. So I think that's what I'm gonna do here. We have a couple of, these are dried a little bit, but obviously these are easier to obtain than fresh if you don't grow them yourselves, I suppose. Do 2, put them in there, and that'll also help to give it some deeper, earthy, more green, I guess, flavor. Bay leaves, really, they cook it well. Obviously, when you cook with bay leaves, you want to make sure you pull them out before you serve. You don't want to eat a bay leaf. It's not going to be very pleasant. But yeah, so we're still letting this boil. Mind you, when you do seafood boils, you want to have to get to a rolling boil, because you need it hot, you need it boiling, so that way you can throw everything in and it cooks pretty quick. The thing that takes the longest typically is the potatoes. So that's what we'll throw in first. Potatoes take about 20 minutes. And then obviously use whatever instructions you have. If you Google it, or if you have a specific seasoning or whatever the case is, that also would give you information as well. The Zatarain's has cooking instructions, but we have cooking instructions that we've done previously. Also here in a second, I'm going to show you guys how to make, what kind of butter is it? It's garlic Cajun butter. Now we're going to be just putting this on top of our boil once it's done so that everything gets that delicious flavor. So we'll show you that as well here in a second. One thing you didn't know about Ike is that he's a little bit of a chef on occasion, as my wife scowls at me. But all right, we'll check back in with you here in a second when we get stuff, start getting stuff going here. All right, folks. So I was getting ready to make our butter, and my love, what did you say that it required? You're not repeating it. So the thing calls for Tabasco, but she just said it asked for tobacco. So I'm gonna have to run down to the gas station and get some Marlboro Reds because I don't have tobacco on hand. But okay. Anywho, we're still waiting on some stuff to work out here. So once it just gets back up to a boil, I'll start showing you guys what you need to put in there. And here in a second, I'll show you how to make that wonderful Cajun butter. Trust me, if you like spicy food, you're gonna want to do that. Also, I forgot to mention this already, but with the seafood boil itself, it asks for a little bit of hot sauce. It says you can throw a little bit of hot sauce in there and it can work. I choose Louisiana hot sauce. Honestly, Louisiana hot sauce is great. Put it on chicken, put it on beef, put it on pasta, put it on macaroni, put it on anything, and it tastes fucking good. So, if you're not using Louisiana hot sauce, you're fucking missing out. But anyways, I'm gonna go get some tobacco. I'll be back in a minute. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys real quick. It's steaming, boiling, rolling, boil. Fuck. I'm gonna warn you. This is an assault on your senses, okay? You're gonna be in here, you're gonna be cooking, and this is going to literally be like a pepper bomb. All right, now we live in a small apartment, so as you can see behind me, windows open, windows open, fans on, and my wife is back in our bedroom because of how absolutely intense this is, because you're cooking this and it's basically boiling off all of these juices and all the stuff that's in this, you know, like the Zatarain seasoning pack, for instance, as brown mustard seed, coriander seed, red pepper, dill seed, bay leaf, allspice, you know, and we put lemon, cayenne, hot sauce, salt, and all this other stuff. So it's like, you're going to breathe it in, you're going to be like, holy shit. But, so yeah. Now we're at the point where we're going to have to start putting stuff in. And it's sort of a delicate balance, and here's why. When you're doing seafood boils, everything cooks at different times, which is the most wild thing, because anytime you do cooking, typically things cook either at the same time or you're able to cook them different ways so that they get done at the same time. But this is a little bit different. It's like science. So our potatoes, shit, sorry. Like I said, I'm breathing in that stuff, brightness. All right, so we got red potatoes. These are just small red potatoes. You can really do whatever potato you like, but honestly, red potatoes are the best. They cook the best. They're small-ish, so they cook pretty quickly. So everything cooks for a period of time, right? So we're gonna do potatoes. We're gonna wait for 5 minutes. Once we put them in, 5 minutes. And then we're gonna put the corn and the crab in at the same time. Frozen corn takes about 10 minutes to cook. Crab takes about 10 minutes to cook too. So we're gonna do 5 minutes over the potatoes. Potatoes take the longest because they're starchy. They take a while to cook. So we're gonna do 5 minutes on the potatoes by themselves. We're gonna throw in the corn and the crab together, wait another 5 minutes. Then we're gonna throw in the shrimp. The shrimp takes the least amount of time to cook, and the last thing you want is really tough, overcooked shrimp. So you don't wanna put that in too soon. So we're gonna do potatoes, 5 minutes, corn and crab, 5 minutes, shrimp, another 5 minutes. And then by that time, as long as the shrimp are pink, and as long as the potatoes are soft to a fork, then you should be good to go. And then while the shrimp is cooking for the last 5 minutes, we'll make the Cajun butter. That's the best time to make it since you're gonna have some time. But we're gonna start doing this now. So here in a second, you're gonna see me start putting stuff in. All right. Jeez Louise. All right, so you can't really see it that well, but it is at a rolling boil. Rolling boil means that it's a rolling boil. I don't know how else to explain it to you. So very carefully, but very quickly, we're gonna throw in the potatoes. You're probably thinking that's only a few potatoes for such a big pot, and you're right. It's only a few potatoes for a big pot because there's only a couple of us, so we don't want to cook too much and then not be able to eat it. So as you see, by throwing in those potatoes, It does drop the temperature just a tad bit because it's not as much of a rolling boil now. But now once we get it back up to a boil, you know, it's obviously very, very hot still. So, yeah. But anyway, so that's cooking now. Give that about 5 minutes and we'll see where we go. So while that's all cooking, I want to go ahead and show you guys basically the ingredients that we're going to need for the basically the Cajun butter sauce. So obviously you can do this however you want. Normally, there's some of these ingredients are kind of up to you, but you know, just honestly, it just kind of depends on how you want to do things. So first and foremost, you're going to want a lemon, 1 full lemon. Now, the recipe, you know, I might even try and link that down below. The recipe calls for lemon pepper seasoning, and we tried that last time, and it wasn't horrible, but honestly, you didn't get strong enough lemon taste. So what we're going to do is we're going to do lemon, and then we got some other stuff that'll complement sort of that peppery taste. And then obviously garlic. We just get like this kind of garlic. This is like the already pre-minced garlic. Sue me. You're gonna want some hot sauce. It calls for Tabasco, but Louisiana is just as good, if not better. Now we're also gonna want some vegetable oil or olive oil, depending on your preference. And then you're gonna want butter. Now the butter that we use is a plant butter. So this is Country Crock plant butter, olive oil. You're gonna need 4 sticks. So this pack is 4 sticks. It's a pound of butter. Yeah. It's a lot of butter. That's why we use the plant butter, because it's a little bit better for you than normal butter. Just a little bit. Crushed red pepper, a little seasoning thing here. Actually, I just had to fill some of these up. You need some paprika. I'm an expert about that. Some Hungarian paprika and all that. Cayenne pepper, onion powder, and Old Bay seasoning. You can also put some vegetable stock in there if you want it a little more runny, or if you want a little more vegetable or chicken stock. I would probably say chicken stock, unless you're vegetarian, of course. But if you're vegetarian, why are you doing a seafood boil? But I guess you could put the Cajun butter on other stuff too. But that'd be good like in a tofu dish, like a Cajun butter tofu or something. Don't mind me, I'm just shaking up our shrimp here to make sure that they're getting evenly thawed. Also, this recipe does call for an onion, but honestly, we did the onion last year, and it was good, but it didn't really wow me that we had to put onion in it, so it is what it is. So we just did onion powder, so still good an onion taste, but nothing too crazy. Now, what we're doing now is I'm going to cut this lemon, and I have a juicer. This juicer, I don't even know when we got this. I've not used this in years. I've never had to juice anything. But you don't want the seeds and everything else, so you want to use the juicer, get as much juice out as you can, and then once I juice that, and once our next items are going to be ready to put in, I will be back with you. So, see you in a second. Alright folks, so I realized that I was filming that not in landscape, so yeah, sorry about that. So I brought my tripod out too, so this will hopefully be a little better. God damn, see all that steam coming out? I'm breathing that in, it's killing me. Alright, so we got the potatoes in there, my timer just went off. That means it's time to put our corn and crab in, so I'm gonna grab that. So, just frozen sweet corn. I recommend sweet corn specifically. Sweet corn makes the world go around. I just use Kroger brand sweet corn, or Walmart brand, whatever I buy. I buy cheap. I'm very frugal like that. It's still good, you know. It still tastes good. Probably genetically modified, but everything's genetically modified these days. And this is fresh crab, mind you, but, sorry, my hair's in my face, I need to get a haircut. But this is fresh crab, but something to keep in mind is that fresh crab does not last very long in the fridge. So, you do want to take into consideration that this will be frozen when you're throwing it in. And you're probably thinking, is it okay to cook frozen crab right from the freezer? Yes. Normally I would try and buy the crab closer to time, but sometimes you can't do that. For instance, for whatever reason, every time, I've only done a couple of seafood boils in my life, but every time that I've done it, I'll go and the crab will not always be the best. We have to go to Payless Kroger, which is what we have here, and payless curve is not always the best. I'll be back on a set timer. I just set a timer on my microwave because normally I'd sit on my phone, but I don't got that. I got my phone on the tripod and recording me right now. So you have the crab and your corn in there. Frozen corn does cook longer than fresh corn, obviously. Same thing with frozen crab. So, you know, you may have to make some adjustments to whatever recipe that you're using. So just keep that in mind. But crab is very easy to cook typically. It's not usually super duper hard. I say not usually, but who am I? Well, I'm just one guy. So the last thing that we're going to be cooking here in a second will be the shrimp. That'll go in last. Like I said, we're going to do, we did the potatoes in first, cook it for 5 minutes. Because mind you, when you put these things in, they're at a much lower temperature than that of the boiling water. So you also have to take into consideration that when you put the stuff in, it's going to drop the temperature, and then you have to let it come back up to temperature, and then throw more stuff in there. You can see my cat right here. Right here. You see her? Let's see if she... Luma. Psst. There she is. Luma, what are you doing? Psst. I don't have anything for you, sweet girl. You guys want to see something funny? See if this is can opener. She always likes to hear the can opener because typically when the can opener's on, she's getting tuna. So, alright, I'll let you guys hang out for a second. I'm going to get back over here to this. Once this crab and corn's cooked for about 5 minutes, we'll throw the shrimp in, and it'll cook for about another 5 minutes. And then, hopefully by that time, we'll be ready to, when the shrimp goes in, we'll be able to go ahead and make the Cajun butter, which is really awesome. Also, just noticed I have like a big streak of gray hair there, which is great. I'm getting old. Hopefully when I get a haircut it won't be as prominent. It probably will be, but you know, fuck me, right? So once this is ready, we'll throw in the shrimp, and then once the shrimp is in there, I'll show you guys how to make the Cajun butter. I'm actually excited about the Cajun butter. Cajun butter is always... Can I help you? I'm making a video. Did you want to say something? What? Okay, whatever. She likes to talk smack because she doesn't get tuna all the time. If I had some tuna to give her, I would, because she's so adorable. Say hi. She's adorable. Alright, be back in a minute. I'm gonna wash my hands because I just touched a cat, but I'll be back in a minute. Alright folks, so this next part's gonna have to happen really quick. So, pardon me for not explaining if I do. We're gonna throw our shrimp in to the seafood boil. Set that there. You're gonna want to get one of these ready. You're gonna just put it in your sink because here in a second we're gonna, after the 5 minutes of those cooking, we're gonna pull the crab out, and then we're gonna have to kind of drain the rest of it, because what is happening is that most of your seasonings are getting soaked into the crab, the shrimp, the potatoes, the corn, whatever else you put in there. You can put sausage in there. You need to set a timer for 5 minutes. Timer set for 5 minutes. Now we're gonna make our Cajun butter. So I'm going to invite you over here with me to make that Cajun butter. Alright, I hope you guys can see this, but we're gonna get them on a pot. This pot obviously has some edges to it, so that way it's a little bit of a better deal. So for this, I'm going to put the instructions down below, of course, if you're interested, but honestly, I very rarely follow recipes to a T, just because. So you can't, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Obviously the fan above the stove is on, but we're going to get this started here. Alright, so I was going to make the Cajun butter, but I had an incident. I dropped some shit and broke it. So, we're going to make that here in a second. So you can see I'm pulling out the crab. The crab is obviously done. Obviously. The reason you're doing this is because the crab, well, sometimes doesn't fit well in the strainer when you have to strain the rest of it. So, life hack, pull it out first. And as you can see, I'm just putting it into a metal tin that we bought to... That's hot. That's hot, motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. Phew. And you're probably going to make a mess with this, so just be prepared for that cleanup. And if you're like me and you drop shit all the time, definitely be prepared for a cleanup. And then behind us here, I'm going to have to take this over and dump it into the strainer. You're going to want to do this part pretty slowly. You're also going to wear some oven mitts because if your pan is like mine, it's full metal and it's hot as hell. Move this quickly over and just dump it into your pan. Keep in mind that you're going to need to fish out your seasoning bag and bay leaves and lemons. We're very rock and rolling now. Got all that in there. I'll show you guys that real quick. That is our seafood boil. We will probably not be eating all of this, but we shall see. Speak for yourself. But anyways, now that we got that out, we can do the Cajun butter, which we're going to show you now. Actually show you now, because last time I dropped some shit and things went catastrophic. So, Cajun butter time. Alright, Cajun butter, got the recipe here. See if I can set this right her. No, okay. Melt 1 stick of butter and olive oil in a skillet on medium heat, medium-high heat. Yeah, medium heat. So I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. Right. Normally, if you had onions, this is where you would add your onions in, but we don't have onions because, well, we do, but this is not really, I don't know, it's not like it's not something we were like, oh, hell yeah, we need that in our seasoning. Alright, we just get some garlic in here once this is melted. About 3 tablespoons of garlic, give or take. Here's why I said to you folks out there, don't be shy with your garlic in this case, because honestly the garlic is going to give us such a good flavor. I guess unless you hate garlic, in which case I don't know why you're watching my YouTube channel. So you're going to want to stir this in. You're going to want to let that saute a little bit. So it's going to get kind of mixed in with all that butter, get a good taste, and pro tip, clean up as you go. I can kind of see that some of this garlic is starting to get a little brown. Not like brown, but basically I can see that it's starting to cook a little bit. Alright. Now we're going to add in the lemon juice and all of our seasonings. And obviously cayenne pepper and the red pepper flakes, you know, cook to your liking. This is that juiced lemon I told you guys about. Add a little bit of cayenne, probably more than a little bit. What? Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll just drink butter. You want to get the butter ready? Okay. Oh yeah, it's gonna be on the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, I got some of that. Got some paprika. Just gives them that smoky flavor. As you can see, I broke the cap to that because I dropped the hot sauce bottle. Honestly, really shocked that the hot sauce bottle didn't shatter because it fell. The cap broke, but the hot sauce bottle itself still has its integrity. So I guess that's good design on behalf of Louisiana hot sauce. What do you say? Do it. And I'm adding some onion powder. Obviously, this is kind of replace the onion aspect of this. Add your Old Bay. Put a little bit of this, give it some of that seafood seasoning flavor. It tastes good. Is it spicy at all? So as you can see, we're starting to get our butter seasoned. So, like, you're starting to see like the coloration here. This is the color you want if you're making the Cajun butter seasoning here, because this Cajun butter is supposed to be, it's going to be flavorful. You know, it's not just got to be like disgustingly spicy or anything. It's going to have a lot of butter. It's going to have a lot of these other seasonings that we have in here. I added Louisiana hot sauce to give it sort of that more vinegary taste. And then everything else is just going to complement it. We're going to have some citrus in there. We got the smoke. We got the cayenne, we got the, the paprika, which is going to give that smoke taste, the onion powder, the Old Bay to kind of give it that that Old Base flavor. So soon we're going to want to add our other 3 sticks of butter. That's right, you heard that right, 3 sticks of butter, in addition to the one that's already in there. Now, just so that we're on the same page, I'm personally using what's called it's plant butter. This is based off of olive oil. Still not great for you, but I mean better than actual butter. Also, just so you guys know, I'll probably include this recipe in the description just so you guys can have it. But you know, you can adjust all these ingredients to however you want it. So if you don't like super spicy, you can maybe, pull back on the cayenne and the, the red pepper flakes. You don't have to put hot sauce in it if you don't want hot sauce in it. I mean, really just adjust it to whatever you like. Like, the recipe has me putting actual onions in there. Just for convenience, we did onion powder. So, I mean, really just do it however works for you, because that's really what this is about, making sure it tastes good to whatever you like. And I am by no means a chef, so I just kind of do what I want to do because of how it tastes to me. So don't bank on this being like the perfect thing. But basically from here, you're just going to want to let this simmer, move around the butter as you can to help it get melted. And then once this is all melted and kind of combined together, then your butter is ready. And then once this butter is ready, I'll show you what we do next. So see you in just a second. All right, folks, we are at the end of the line here. We had to make some adjustments. So a couple things. If you happen to put too much cayenne pepper into your thing, or too much hot sauce, we found that a good way to counteract that was with a little bit of salt and a lot of Old Bay seasoning. So we accidentally put a little too much cayenne pepper, I think. And my wife did the taste test for me, and she said this is perfect. So should look a little bit like this: a little bit of butter, a little garlic in there, a lot of garlic in there. Yeah. Let that come up to a quick simmer. Just see some bubbles starting to form. And then I'm actually going to move us over here, and I'm going to show you guys where the magic happens. So as you can tell, here is our wonderful seafood. I'm going to move my iPad so I don't need that anymore. There you go, folks. And like I said, if you don't like garlic, you don't have to put this much garlic, but we love garlic. We love, 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 love garlic. So we put quite a bit of garlic in ours. The garlic, honestly, it just makes it, in my opinion. Turn that off, turn your stuff and oven off, and then now we just gotta carry this bad boy over there. So I'll check in with you guys here in a second with the taste test, but for now, we're done cooking. That's all that matters. Let's get over there. Oh my lord, we got ourselves set up. I got myself some cocktail sauce. We got ourselves some butter. We got some butter here. Say this butter is perfect. Say it's nice and melty. That's how you want it right there. Obviously this is plant butter, so it looks a bit different, but there's an overhead shot. You got your shrimp, your potatoes, your corn, your crab, all of that delicious garlic butter. And my wife is gonna dig in. So, I'll give you guys a taste test. All right, folks, you can see behind me here my shelf where we put our Tupperware, our crock pot, our air fryer, and our mixer we got for our wedding, actually. So, all right, we're gonna do some taste tests. I'm gonna get a little bit of everything to get a good taste of New Orleans. I'm kidding. That seasoning is really good. Okay, so let's do the potato first. I was worried that these wouldn't get cooked all the way through, but they're pretty soft still. Ooh. Okay.
No, are they cooked?
Yeah, they're cooked. Yeah, they're cooked. That was a big one too, so very good, very good. Potatoes are very good. They're a little bit al dente. Which means, oh, is it okay? So, not al dente, I don't think that's the right word, but you take a bite into it and the middle is super soft. And then we're gonna get some corn here. Is the corn good? Okay. Oh yeah. I definitely taste the lemon on that. That's so good. And the shrimp, these are not peeled, so. That's honestly the best way because the peel and the tail on do give it some flavor when you're cooking it together. Shrimp. That was cooked perfectly. 100%. And then some crab. A little crab paw for you. Honestly, I'm not trying to flex on y'all, but I use my hands to crack these typically. I say typically, and this is gonna be the time that it doesn't work. Try to flex. That crab is super good, super juicy, super tasty. Has all the necessities of crab. It has a good seafood flavor. Has a nice little spice to it. No crazy spice or anything like that, but definitely a little bit to get your jellies going. And then if you're like me, I do like cocktail sauce with my shrimp. So I have a McCormick Extra Hot cocktail sauce, if you like some cocktail sauce with your shrimp. So, and no matter what anybody tells you, cocktail sauce is good with shrimp. But we're gonna crack open this little crab claw here. Oh yeah, that is super good, super tasty, super, oh man, it's like so soft, so tender. It's like a cloud. All right, that was a taste test, guys. I'm gonna dig in and actually get some food going here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to show you guys this because I love doing seafood boils, and I do like to cook too, so maybe I'll do this in the future again. But I'm gonna get out of here. You guys stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, enjoy your Easter, or this will be after Easter, so I hope you did enjoy your Easter, and stay healthy again. We'll see you in the next one. See ya.